Go on home now. Tell your birth parents or care parents that there was a scuffle in the playground, but make sure to tell them your part in it. Let them know that you acted as aggressors towards one weaker than yourselves. If your parents would like to have a word with me about it, they may seek redress at the house of Tanil 2 nights from now. Can you remember that? Tanil looked each boy in the eye until they nodded. One gave a weak, "Yes, sir," before he gestured for them to leave. They wasted no time running towards their homes. Tanil wondered what stories they would tell. He wondered if their parents would come to speak with him. Shaking his head, he set that aside as a problem for another day. Today's problem was sufficient. A test indeed. Little Zar'fuul stood now at the precipice of this testing point. He tried to keep to the old ways, even in this new world. The humans treated them better than the Lirith did, everyone knew that. They shared what they had and valued freedom. So even if they did not look through the same eyes and hear the same songs on the winds of history, Tanil felt they respected each other. But this was not something humans could understand. And what the humans did not understand, they feared. And what the humans feared, they often destroyed. The Lorkuz had learned hard lessons against giving in to the sort of rage young Zar'fuul felt in her soul. Now it was up to her Torn, her family, to bring her back to herself, for all their sakes. Two adults were holding her as she struggled and writhed, her anger not nearly spent. She thrashed and kicked and tried to punch, but was too small, thankfully, to make much more than a nuisance of herself at the moment. Tanil turned toward her and nodded to the adults. Slowly, gently, they set Zar'fuul's feet on the ground and released her, stepping back as they did so. More Lorcas had been arriving at the playground as word spread of the incident. Out of the cold, uncaring concrete warren that housed Torn Tanil came everyone who was home. Tanil's tribe was not the largest in District 84B, and certainly not the wealthiest, but he was proud of his family. There were 258 souls who called him Tornfather, who sought his wisdom and counsel and followed his lead on Torn Duul, the journey through life. 173 were present now, the rest at work or running errands. But 173 would do, Tanil thought. It would do just fine. Zar'fuul stood where she was, sputtering with anger. Tanil was sure she was blind with rage. He walked in a slow circle around her. He felt reasonably certain that she would not lash out at anyone, unless they offended her sense of justice, that was. Zar'fuul was a nascent fury, a one in a million Lorcas births, the very thought of which sobers expectant parents or fills them with dread. He came to stand before her again and stopped. He bent down, moving gingerly with age, and sat on the ground in front of Zar'fuul. Her breathing had eased, and he could tell that she had come back to herself enough to hear him. So, young fury struggling to be born, you rage at the world. You yearn to strike out, yes? He was met only with incoherent grunting, but a questioning look in Zar'fuul's eye indicated that she might be calmed. Will you listen now to your torn father? Will you let the wisdom of old tragedies educate you? There. He could tell that puzzlement peeked through the anger, and that gave him hope. Her breath hitched once, and she nodded. Tanel knew that this was hard for her. The emotions playing out inside her were bigger than she was, and she was young. She did not understand everything that was happening, and he wished he could take this burden from her, but all he could do was show her the path. He smiled and stood up, gesturing around them both to the members of Torn Tanil all around them. Under the projected light of a fading afternoon sun they rarely get to see with their own eyes, the members of her Torn gathered round the Fury and began slowly filing past her, each placing a gentle hand on her. Most often it was the intimate touch of a small hand, as appropriate for family and close friends. Loving, tender, calming. The fury is soon covered in touch. Some members of the Torn use the large hand, not as a way of creating distance, but as a gesture of respect for the fury's strength. They all begin to speak, not in modern Thresh, but in the old language, in the tongue of their mother's mother, from a distant world that they shared long ago with another race, a species that was their superior in intellect, technology, and cruelty. A world none present have ever known except in story and song. This language has a tonal quality to it, a rising and falling that begins to take on rhythm, like a steady heartbeat singing hope. Spoken in couplets, this forms a sort of call and response, with everyone speaking the first line of the couplet, and only the appropriate members of the group speaking the second line. They chant, "Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the fathers. Calm thy quaking rage, and rejoin the strength of the Torn. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the mothers. Empty the anger from thy heart, and choose the quiet way of peace. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the grandfathers. Still thy thrusting mind, and seek peace in the company of kin. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the grandmothers. Seek ye not vengeance, vengeance is folly bought with Torn's blood. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the brothers. Let go thy fear, open thy eyes to the light of hope. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the sisters. When fury lashes out, Torn is set ablaze. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the uncles. Release thy tight hold on pain, and see the love around you. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the aunts. Count thy fallen foes on fingers, number thy slaughtered loved ones in the hundreds. Listen now, young fury, to the lessons of the cousins. Your Torn entreats you, but this choice is thine alone. Our lives are yours to spend. As the chant draws to a close, Zar'fuul looks up at her Torn father questioningly. He smiles. Standing in the old park with its nearly worn out equipment outside the housing complex that held his Torn, Tanil knew that he had a small window in which to reach Zar'fuul. Here and now, surrounded by the full strength of the Torn and held in the warm embrace of her full community, she was most likely to be at peace and listen to the wisdom of family. Sure, your rage may maim your enemies, but what no one will tell you is this: it will corrode you at the same time. What I will tell you now is that it will destroy your Torn. We are here for you, Zar'fuul. Your Torn is here. Will you open your heart and pour out this fury so that we can fill it with love and wisdom? The young Lorkuz looked at her elder, father of her Torn, slowly, doubtfully. She nodded. Anil continued. Anger is only energy. It will consume you if you aren't careful. Unless you learn to wield it differently, harness that energy and let it drive you upward. Let the searing, unjust, and unrelenting fumes of anger catalyze you into someone stronger, wiser, and more adept. Choose the Fury's path, and it will not change the world, just how you see it.